Listener, this is me, Arif Malik, with exclusive episode of Outdoor Rose Live Talk. And Mr. Sarfraz Nawaz is coordinating that special episode. Today, we have with us the Honorable Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs for Great Britain, Mr. David Miliband. Welcome, Mr. Miliband, to our program.
Thank you very much. It's very good to be on Rose Radio.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I would like to ask your current visit to Pakistan. Please tell us about your purpose and the objective of this particular visit.
Well, this is my third visit to Pakistan in the last 18 months. Our countries are very closely bound together by our history, but also by the fact that there are 800,000 Britons of Pakistani origin. I'll be meeting your President, your Prime Minister, your Chief of Army Staff, your Foreign Minister as part of a wide-ranging programme that seeks to further economic and security and cultural cooperation between our countries. I'm here today in the countryside of the Punjab to talk about a particularly important issue, which is that of forced marriage. Forced marriage, which is covered by a new law coming into force in the UK today, the Forced Marriage Act. And as we've heard in the community meeting today, forced marriage is contrary to Islamic teaching. It's different from arranged marriages, which we do not seek to interfere with. But the Forced Marriage Act tries to highlight the dangers and problems associated with forcing people, coercion for marriage. And I think it's very, very important the message goes out, both in Britain and in Pakistan, that this is something that we both need to work against.
Well, next thing I would like to ask, we came all the way from Mirpur, and you have chosen that launching, we can say that Color Sayyida. Why not Mirpur? Because the people are more populated over there and they have the dual nationality, and approximately every home has the British citizen.
Well, I think that the links between Mirpur and the UK are very strong, so this is a good area to make the point about the Forced Marriage Act, which comes into force today. But we have consular outreach in all the parts of Pakistan where there are major links, family links between Pakistan and the UK. And so that's the basic reason I'm here.
Next, I would like to ask, being the Secretary of State, Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs, and economist yourself, what are your views regarding the economic crisis of Pakistan?
Well, I think that the economic crisis of Pakistan is twofold. First, it faces an economic crisis the same as the rest of the world does, which is a credit crunch and a resource crunch with the price of oil having gone up. But secondly, Pakistan has its own economic problems that it needs to deal with. I think that the government of Pakistan's economic plan, which is now agreed with the IMF and which is trying to get the International Monetary Fund, is a good one. I think that it understands that it needs to rebalance its economy. It also needs to make new investment in infrastructure, in education, and investment in people, and I think that's the right future for Pakistan. It also recognizes that it needs to open up trade with countries like India, and I think that's essential as well.
Do you see any change on the policy of war against terror after the success of Obama and company? If yes, how will you align your foreign policy towards Pakistan?
I think British foreign policy in respect of Pakistan has always been to be a strong friend of Pakistan, to support civilian and democratic government in Pakistan. But I think that when it comes to tackling violent extremism, there's been a big change in the last year. People in Pakistan now see, especially after the assassination of Benazir Bhutto, that terrorism is not just a threat on the streets of London or the streets of New York, it's actually a threat on the streets of Islamabad as well, and it's a threat to the integrity of the Pakistani state. And therefore, the struggle against violent extremism is something that we need to cooperate on together. It's something that requires effective security collaboration, but it requires more than that. It requires us to ensure that we marginalise those who would seek to use violence to undermine both of our societies, and I think that's something that the new election of Barack Obama can contribute to.
Listeners, this is for your reminder that you are tuned into Rose FM 90, and this is me, Arif Malik, with a special episode of Rose Live Talk. Mr. Sarfraz Nawaz is coordinating that program, and today we have with us the Honorable Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs for Great Britain, Mr. David Miliband. Terrorism cannot be associated to any region or religion, but why is it that so 77 accused who are all UK nationals, born, grown up and educated in UK, and they have been tagged as a Pakistanis? Why?
Well, I think that there are two questions you're asking really. One is why did they do it, and secondly, why have they got links to Pakistan? I think the question of why they did it is very hard to answer. I think for any of us as to why people would seek to kill 52 people on the streets of London in any on ordinary working day is abhorrent to most of us. I think that the links back to Pakistan are obviously of grave concern. The majority of terrorism in the UK has links back to Pakistan. And I think that Pakistani experts highlight the unique characteristics of the federally administered tribal areas, the FATA, as being an incubator for terrorism that needs to be addressed not just in security terms, but also in economic development and in political terms.
The second last question would be definitely a message what you want to convey. The second last question is that HSMP T1, T2 and T3 for the last so many years, you're making it so difficult, and the immigration in the general. Why is that so?
Well, I don't accept that we're trying to make immigration difficult. We have 800,000 British people of Pakistani origin. They have the same rights as other British citizens. What we want to make sure is that our immigration rules are fair and are applied in a fair way. And that's something that requires us to take proper account of how people can integrate into British society. That's why we have a new system for this. But we're proud of our international links. We also run a visa operation for visitors that is now extremely quick turnaround. And I think over 1 million Pakistanis come to Britain or vice versa in the course of a year. That speaks to really strong bonds between our countries, not a breakdown in them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miliband, for being with us. And more than 5 million people listening to you, especially in the Mirpur and all other allied areas of Azad Kashmir and some areas of Pakistan. What will be your message to particularly to those people, those having the dual nationality?
My message is that Britain is a very strong supporter and friend of Pakistan. We have a unique relationship founded on our history but built on the bonds of people-to-people contacts. I very much welcome the fact that British Pakistanis are proud of their heritage, proud of Pakistan, but also proud to be British. I can assure them, whether they live in Britain or in Pakistan, that the British government is determined to help the Pakistani government forge a decent future for its people. We are big funders of education and health in this country. We're big political supporters of the civilian government in Pakistan, and we're determined to be strong allies on the international stage. I think that's something that's good for Pakistan and good for Britain.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. David Miliband, for being with us, and I'm very much thankful to you on the behalf of my organization, Rose Media Private Limited, and my coordinator, Sarfraz Nawaz, and I'm very much thankful to all British High Commission team which made that event possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.